Hello, I guess we're back.
We're back, finally. Back with the RoBLORG.
Yes,
and,
back with the RoBLORG and...
back with this. How many Groogies do you think these are patch notes are?
It's probably like 2.5 or something.
Yeah, so it's not the, what was it, 3.5 or something last?
No, not quite. But I think, how much did they have for the Hoi one? I guess it's a smaller update.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, but no, this is 13 pages, which is a fair amount.
It's like 500 entries or something in the patch notes.
Yeah, a lot.
It's pretty good, it's pretty good. So, today we're gonna continue on our quest with the RoBLORG to pamper everything, and we're gonna go through the patch notes for the upcoming chapter.
And once we're done here, I'm going to go back up, and then I'm going to post these as the version of today's dev diary. So then you will be able to read them yourself. But until then, we have all the power of the patch notes.
Yes.
You can take those for now.
Yeah.
And I will have to get reacquainted with the RoBLORG, because it was a couple of weeks since.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we visited our friends, the RoBLORG.
Yes, and I just got back from Prague as well.
Oh, very nice.
Had a short vacation, saw some old things, drank a lot of beer.
It sounds like a good vacation. I wish I could have vacation.
I like old things and I like beer, so... And no, Blondie, you can't.
No, I can't get pampered, I can't have vacation. My life is hell.
But like I said, you can't be purged either, because it's a caste system. So you're fine. Ah, yes. The plan was build... Oh, right, we were fighting wars. That's what the plan was.
I took control of the stream from Nurgle Probe in the booth.
See, okay. Let's go.
All right. So what are we doing? We're trying to pamper some people.
Yes, everyone went to war with each other, so we're sniping some pampering him.
Oh, we
still have Bayern.
Oh, we still have Bayern.
No.
Well, I
mean, we're not restarting.
No. We're playing with Bayern today. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, Blondie.
We'll fix that after. So next week for the actual launch stream, we won't play with Bayern. Because this is 1 week until Synthetic Dawn.
If you don't know what Bayern is, I recommend you check out last week's stream where we talked about what Bayern is.
Yep. Alright.
But yes, while I play, why don't you bring this up?
So, I've never actually done this before, with all the patch notes and everything.
It's basically just a case of
going through
look at things you think look interesting or are new to you.
Alright.
And read them out.
We're gonna go through, some of these might be obvious to those who are
you're not gonna read through all of them, because that would take a while.
It's 567 lines, so no.
But it starts with like the paid features and just, you know.
So let's start with the Synthetic Dawn features. The ones in the DLC story pack. So first off, we have the Machine Empires, rather. Which I think everyone that's at part 9 knows. I
think we know, everyone more or less knows. I mean, we're playing as one right now.
Yeah, so we can skip over Rogue Servitor, Determined Exterminator, and Driven Simulators.
I suppose I could take the time to confirm something that wasn't confirmed earlier, that there is Matrix-style energy, like harvesting of biological pops.
Oh yeah.
Which is only available to regular Machine Empires.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they also have their special thing. Like, everyone can sort of process pops into energy. Well, not servitors, but because they can't purge. But regular Machine Empires can do the Matrix thing and hook them up for energy. And yes, I know this makes absolutely no sense, but it's great. So, it's great.
I'm putting you on the spot here, and I apologize for that. Did you ever consider doing like the original Matrix?
We did, actually.
And do science instead of energy?
Basically, there was a big discussion about that, and much like the original Matrix, we ended up basically being like, nobody will get the reference.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's more fun when it's an actual reference.
Yes. And people were very excited about it when Gamescom, so...
Yeah. We also have Fallen Machine Empires as a new type of Machine Empire. Only available to those with Synthetic Dawn. And we have the Machine Uprisings, which is, other than starting as a Machine Empire, it's the only... God. So good. Is a way to go straight into a Machine Empire halfway or something, partway through your campaign.
I mean, that would be the uprising, but there is no
Yeah.
way to guarantee it.
No, of course. It would be really fun to in like a multiplayer session. Like someone gets the Machine Uprising, and then all of a sudden it's just Machine Empire. I'm gonna go on, turn on everyone.
Yeah, you can sort of try and encourage it pretty much.
All right, so we also have new portraits. We showed those off last week.
Yes.
My favorite. I've changed my mind. My favorite now is the arthropod, even though it doesn't have an
Have you
anime
seen?
face.
I'm not sure it's in yet, but I'm not sure it's in this one, but there's also a new humanoid one, which is super cool.
Maybe I can pull it up here actually. And,
I'm not sure it's up on that build yet.
all right. Well, never mind then. Well, I can check, and
Yes, go ahead.
if it's there, then it's there. If it's not, it's not. God, that is gonna distract me all stream. Of course, as you can tell, we also have officially we have 10 new voice packs coming, tied to the various ethics and Hive Mind and Machine Empire, and then one Easter egg, which you have to do a little bit of launch
Shenanigans.
shenanigans to do.
But it's worth it.
Yes, and there's also 3 new songs coming by
Yes.
Andreas Valdetoft.
Of course.
They are fantastic. You might have been hearing them in the background of the streams.
Yeah,
last 2
also
weeks.
one of them is up on his YouTube
Yeah.
since things a while ago.
That's really, really nice.
I think we have a couple of questions there on the
Oh.
screen. Can't really answer the first one
no.
because it's
So ZX606 asks, are there some changes to syncretic evolution?
yes, there is. First of all, like you have the change that you can actually design your secondary species,
Yes.
and they also get a new trait called Pro. Like they get their own version of the Pro trait, which has a stronger
Yeah.
effect. I think we showed it off last week.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, go check last week's stream for details. I know I am
The
running.
feature stream has a lot of information that we're going through here.
I am running an energy. Give me a moment.
Oh no, Knorr will be so sad. There's the Chapel made a really funny Stellaris comic about syncretic evolution, where
It's
you
good.
have this really strong and mighty-looking race, and then their syncretic evolution slaves are starfish.
It could happen.
I mean, it could happen, maybe. All right, we have new Ascension perks, which I remember now we didn't go through last week, I think. I don't remember that, at least. Might be my memory that's failing me.
You're talking about the ones. Yeah, we did. We went through them. It's
So,
the new, the machine worlds and so on. I showed those off.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But to reiterate, so there's a change. There's to all Utopia owners, there's the Shared Destiny Ascension perk, which gives a minus 50% cost reduction on integrating subjects, which is really nice for those who want to use the new feudalism civic. And then in Synthetic Dawn, which you also need Utopia for, we've added the Machine Worlds Ascension perk, which if you watch the streams at the beginning on the standby screen, there's a picture of artist rendition of a machine world. They're really cool. And we also have the Synthetic Age Ascension perk for Machine Empires, which gives +2 machine trait points and 33% cost reduction on robo-modding.
Indeed. It's quite nice.
It's very nice. We've been doing quite a lot of robo-modding in this series.
Yes, we have. Let's see. We have. I mean, we did kind of unify everyone into QT-Blorg, but a while ago we had multiple types of Blorg.
Yeah. So we've done it, at least.
Oh, there's unemployed people in Habitat Blondie. That's
Oh.
unacceptable.
Oh! Oh yeah, I forgot. Habitat Blondie, so good. It's the best.
Cannot have people slacking off in Habitat Blondie.
Yeah, I mean, they're not pampered, so they have to work.
Yeah, that's a Tomb World,
Yeah.
by the way.
And then we have new species rights. We have the assimilation citizen type
Yes.
for empires who synthetically ascended empires who want to assimilate pops, as well as biologically ascended hive minds.
And also, obviously, assimilators.
Yeah, of course. It would be terrible simulators if they couldn't assimilate.
That would be kind of bad.
And then there's
unless it was like ironic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, it's just like a nickname they got in college.
I mean, I guess you could play like the driven assimilators and knots. Can you put citizenship as knots assimilation?
Oh yeah, sure.
So
you can decide that species are unworthy of assimilation and exterminate them.
So we'll be driven assimilators just looking for species that are worthy and just find none. God. And then there's the de-assimilation citizen type, which allows biologically ascended empires to give hive mind pops individuality.
Indeed.
That's really nice.
So, we're being asked what are benefits from terraforming lands and machine worlds. Okay, so machine worlds work, only machines can live there, and they give a bonus to resource production. That's the gist of it. Because they have no atmosphere, they are like perfect for the AI.
So JMO asks if I've found a back scratcher yet.
And
I haven't.
And are there any plans for UI changes? A very, very broad question.
Yes.
Try to ask specific questions, because we can't, are the bugs fixed? Will you add?
Martin,
will you add any
are
feature?
the bugs fixed? Have you fixed all the bugs?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good.
I exterminated all the bugs.
Like being able to sort your plants by specific reason. So, can you sort your plants by specific resource units or resource output?
We did add. Okay, so one thing we did add was in the expansion planner. You can now see where strategic resources on planets are.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's nothing particular. Maybe in the future.
Indeed.
And keep in mind that 1.8 is pretty much locked down now. So we're not really going to be adding more stuff unless we find any critical issues.
Yeah. Ipiripipik 1. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. Asks, are there bugs in Stellaris? And they're called arthropods.
Let's see if we can find any. Yeah, there's some right here.
Oh, very nice.
There we go.
Do they want to be pampered?
I mean, they have a nice broken priest. That's fixed, by the way. It's only because the save is old.
The save is very old by this point.
I'm not sure why they cared about our biotrophies being willing participants, honestly. It's like an odd thing for hive mind to care about. Maybe it's a soft hive mind.
Yeah. I did see that we have updated textures on some, on all the things now.
Ah, yes, and but that one does not have textures yet. Oh, I mean it does, but it's not in the build yet. We're still getting some art in, basically, because we were sort of pressed on art.
Wait, are these not textures? Because this looks...
No, that's not fine.
This looks good for not being textured. Can we switch over to my screen for a moment? So here
we have the entire lineup of robots, including the little old robot, who is not nearly as cool as all of the new robot pals.
He looks really cool still, though. This guy didn't have textures before. It looks really, really nice. And
take the molluscoid one.
Was it
sorry, the arthropoid one. I mean, not the molluscoid one.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That's the arthropoid one. The one you worked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I got confused because I was already there for a moment. Yeah. He looks really nice as well. Can't believe that that first one is actually not textured because it looks so good already.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the textures.
Looks even better with textures.
I can imagine.
But yes, that's humanoid from left to right. Humanoid, mammalian, reptilian, avian, arthropoid, molluscoid, fungoid, plantoid, and a sad old robot.
Yeah. Sad old robot. Humanoid. You figure it out. Alright. Is there an official YouTube channel for guides? There is not an official YouTube channel for guides. We have one guide, and I think we got caught up in doing other things.
We did.
There are plenty of guides on online though. If you just go to YouTube and go Stellaris guide, there's gonna be, or Stellaris tutorial, there's gonna be lots of them.
Yes, just try to make sure it's on a current version.
Yeah, that's
the game
true.
Gets developed a lot.
Yeah, it has changed quite a lot. Like getting faction tutorials from from releases.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be not very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I have to get lost in space now.
Can you freely change the portraits used by synths, robots, and droids when editing a design?
Sure you
With
can.
RoboBond.
I will show you right now. Set right. That's the entire wrong button. Modify template is what I meant to do. And you click the portrait, and you go, ooh, I want to make one of these. I'll make one of these.
That doesn't look like Blorg though.
It doesn't, so we're not going to change them,
Yep.
but we could. We could.
We could if we wanted to, but we
But
don't.
we don't want to. And you can actually also do that if you are biologically ascended. Then if you have like finished all the technologies there, then you can change biological portraits.
That's really nice.
Turn the entire galaxy cute.
Oh.
Okay, we need a new rope, and I'm actually gonna go straight for prosperity because we need them in energy credits. Read all the things. Land. But yes.
We have a question here about transitioning into a rogue servitor machine empire if you have the decadent trait and the civic that lets you start with robots.
There's nothing for that at the moment.
It
and
sounds
won't
like a
be in
cool
1.8.
idea.
It's a cool idea. It's on my cool idea list.
Yeah. That cool idea list is quite long, I can imagine.
It's quite long, but that's fairly high up there.
Yeah.
So, because I do like it, and it
Yeah.
would be a neat thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just would have to figure out exactly how to do it, because I would also like to sort of explain it to the player
Yeah.
instead of an event just going hello, and then you have to sort of read the wiki to know how to do.
Yeah.
No unemployment on Habitat Blondie. Stop it.
Oh. No one gets to be pampered on Habitat Blondie.
Of course not. Be ridiculous.
What do other machine empires think of determined exterminators?
Depends. Servitors aren't fans. If I recall correctly, assimilators aren't that big fans either. The other machine empires are like, eh.
They don't really care. There's no negative, no positive.
I mean,
that would make
exterminators like exterminators.
Yeah,
a lot.
that would
They're
make sense.
massive fans of each other.
sense. Yeah.
And regular machine empires are like, well, I mean, I guess you do you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Let's see. I think we will have won this war soon.
Fantastic. We're getting a lot of questions about naked corvettes, and that has been addressed.
Yes, actually, we should probably get back to reading some patch notes
let's.
instead of...
I'm
Let's
gonna
hop on
jump
to the free features and such.
Yeah. So free features. I'm gonna jump forward to naked corvettes just to do that immediately.
It's not spelled out as naked corvettes in the patch
Now,
notes.
you know what? I figured I was just gonna look for corvettes.
That's fair.
There's a lot of text here, so I'm not gonna look
Okay.
for corvettes. I'm just gonna go through it.
I'll show you. Okay. So basically, we have free features, and then we have balance. And it's basically written under...
Like, this is what I'm working with. Like,
Yeah, should be... So. Major rebalancing done. Ship cost of hulls and components have been overhauled to make it so ships with basic components are no longer the most cost-effective option. In other words, it's like a naked corvette killer. And major rebalancing done to weapons to make more types of weapons useful in different situations. Those two lines hide a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Like, going in and listing every change would just be... It would be like 10 pages in itself. Almost. I'm exaggerating, but it would be a lot. And I figured it's not really meaningful, because it'll just be a million numbers without context. So, more or less, we changed a lot. I don't think any component in the entire game has been unchanged by this update. So,
well,
yeah.
that's good. That's very good. we're done with expansion features, and so there's new achievements if you like achievements. If you don't like them, well, you don't have to do them. And the new AI crisis, the old AI crisis has been reworked into the new contingency.
Correct.
Which is an ancient and dormant AI that will be awakened by the presence of synthetic pops and will attempt to sterilize the galaxy of intelligent biological life.
That intelligent biological life, nothing but trouble.
Nope. That's why they need to be pampered.
Or, you know, sterilized. I mean, I'm not saying either one is like correct.
I think pampered is correct.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you here. I think there is one correct choice, and that is the RoBLORG way.
I don't know. Feels like that feels a bit judgmental of you, Blondie.
I think that's the entire, like, that's summarizing this entire series. Martin is judgmental of Blondie.
What? No, I said you're being judgmental.
Oh, I'm
by
being
by
judgmental?
claiming to, you know, have the correct option.
Yeah, that. I mean, that too is also the summarization of the series. I think that's pretty much what we do. You play Stellaris and then sit here and be judgmental of me while I'm judgmental of you and ask questions.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. So we have added traits for robotic species and a technology that lets you do robo-modding, which we showed off earlier, and which is the equivalent of genetic modification for robotic pops. The tradition trees for hive mind, devouring swarm, fanatical purifier, and inward perfection empires with better suited traditions and flavor text. It's been reworked.
Yep.
And there's been a mechanic change to Awakened Empires called Decadence.
Yes, the addition of Decadence, which we went into in last week's Dev Dire.
Yeah.
Which is basically meant to be, if an Awakened Empire sort of wins and subjugates everyone, we don't want that to be sort of a, oh, and now the galaxy is stuck this way. So in time they will decline in power and can be overthrown by their subjects.
Yeah.
And then, you know, everything sort of starts over again.
We have a question here, actually, which I find interesting, which is how the contingency interacts with determined exterminators.
We are pretty much not gonna give any real
Alright.
details because we want people to discover it for themselves.
Alright.
But one thing that should be understood about the contingency is that they, you know, they have their own ideas.
Yeah, alright.
And it's not just because you sort of want the same thing,
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're gonna be friends.
So it's not the enemy of my enemy,
I mean,
is my friend.
It would be a case like, sure, joining up with the contingency would be something akin to ceasing to exist.
Alright.
Because they are not really interested in friends. They're only interested in, you know, sure, if we could add as an option to just instantly game over, but I don't know how interesting that would be.
No. It's like, I mean, there's plenty of games where you can just choose to die, and then you game over. Like if you kill all your pops if you're a hive mind.
Yeah, that's fair. Not really intended though, but it's more of a, well, oh well.
It's a Stellaris speedrun. Oh, I didn't actually know about this one, or I've forgotten, which is a new species rights added in the free update, which is academic privilege. It's available to materialists only, and it boosts research output and happiness with at the cost of increased consumer goods.
This is correct. It's sort of a alternative to utopian living standards where, yeah, it doesn't increase happiness as much as utopian, but it also makes them better at research. You know, you sort of provide for everything possible for that species to have ideal circumstances for thinking about things.
That's really nice. I like that. Options.
Options are good.
Options are
Except
always
when they're bad.
Yep. You know what? You have a way with words.
Profound.
Profound way with words.
Indeed, kommer stolparna här uppe.
Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, we showed this. We haven't shown off this in, I think, many weeks, but we have, you have added a sort of randomization to the amount of fallen empires, AI empires, and what the option to
Yes,
randomize.
you can set that to be randomized, in which case it will be between half the amount you choose and the amount you choose.
Yeah.
So you can, for instance, you know, instead of knowing that you're going to get 15 empires, you can get between 7 and 15 empires. So you're not quite sure how many you'll get. Originally it was like between 0 and 15, but that didn't actually end up that good.
No,
or like 1 and 15.
Yeah.
But it ended up way too random for most people to use it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should get some battleships.
Yeah. And also with that we have crisis strength, which replaces the previous galaxy size / inhabitable world scaling.
That is correct.
And a setup option for primitive civilizations as well.
Yes, you can decide how many, similar to how many habitable worlds, or rather the chance of.
Yeah.
Up to 5 times, which is a lot of primitive.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna go for just max primitive, because I think that's really interesting.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people who like to play like that. It's definitely a lot of primitive, put it that way.
Alright. Let's see if we have any questions in chat. Did you buff missile movement speed?
Yes, we did. It's in there. We pretty much doubled it.
We have a question that essentially boils down to, is there optimization in the game? And the question is yes. There's always optimization being done.
Yes.
There's always bug fixing being done.
There is some stuff in the changelog, so...
Yeah, just look at that when that comes out. Nu ger vi dem pajasarna.
Yes.
Let's go.
Beautiful purple light show.
Nu nitar vi dem på haken.
Oh, interesting.
What is this?
These guys
Yeah?
just became a tributary of the Mercantile Union here, so
Damn it.
we're gonna have a hard time fighting them now.
Yeah. Man, we all have the same color.
Yes, we do.
Do it diplomatic map mode? There we go.
I mean, no, it's not diplomatic map mode, it's a Union's map mode.
Okay.
Although we sort of ended up with the same color as Soltec. There is a fix for that, actually, where part of that was broken, but that was
Alright.
after.
Yeah, after the save was created.
But yes, but the whole Union thing is completely intentional, where
Yep.
they will have the same color as their Overlord, Federations will share the same color, etc.
Fantastic.
New music, good music.
Let's see, what else do we have? There's new policies for the treatment of pre-sapients, which is the renaming of pre-sentients,
Yes.
which we had before. They can now be protected, tolerated, which means we allow selective purging, hunted for food, or exterminated.
Yes. Tolerated doesn't mean you have to purge them or anything. It's like, you know, you basically accept them as long as they're not in the way.
Yeah.
But if they're sitting on a Batarian tile, you can go, you go away.
And there's been a lot of change to robotic workers or AI stems in general.
Yeah, there was a whole dev diary on that,
Yeah.
so I would recommend checking that one out.
Yeah. We've added the feudal realm civic, which reduces penalty of relative power of subjects in half, and allows them to colonize outside their borders.
Yes, quite handy if you want to play with a lot of subjects, especially in combination with the domination tree,
Yeah.
which is now all about them subjects. I mean, it was all about subjects before, but it's all about playing with subjects, not annexing subjects.
Having lots of little puppets.
Indeed.
I found a typo in your patch notes. I think it's supposed to be flattened impact of spaceports on naval capacity.
Did it say flattered?
Yeah, flattered.
Literally unplayable.
Yeah, literally unplayable.
Or
You
rather,
know,
literally unreadable. Just take it and like...
I'm not gonna actually, because I need to keep
No, that's
reading
a bad
this.
idea.
Oh, there's a lot of changes. A lot of balance changes and stuff. Like hard difficulty is now a little bit easier than it used to be.
Specifically so the old hard difficulty was like plus 50% everything in AIs. The new one is half that, plus 25. And there's a new very hard, which is plus 50, and insane is still plus 100. So
Yeah.
there's like a difficulty which is between, halfway between the old hard and normal.
Yeah.
For people who just want a little boost on their AIs.
Vi baxar kulan.
And going back to the missile discussion earlier, missiles can now retarget if their target is lost after they're fired, which
Yes.
will make missiles quite a bit better than they used to be.
Yes. Although, one part of this also, which should be said there, is that point defense has generally been buffed as well, to have more stronger and more consistent effects. So, missiles are quite powerful now, but they can also be countered pretty hard.
That's good.
But they also it's kind of an interesting change right now, because you also have things like swarm missiles, which are very tough and very good to mix with regular missiles if the enemy is using a lot of point defense and destroy craft, and it's multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
And people will have to figure out what the new meta is, so to speak.
We have a question here about the Machine Empire observation posts. Indoctrination specifically doesn't really seem like it'd work with a Machine Empire on pre-sapients.
No, they don't have it.
No.
There's no
flat no.
indoctrination. Same with high minds.
Stolparna här uppe. Då har vi rekat i kvarteret.
We have a very involved question here. So, if you play a Driven Assimilator Empire,
Yes.
and you take over a hive mind world, and you, as a subject or vassal,
Vi rotar igenom
will we be able to get cyborg hive minds? And I assume that
No.
it's no. What you would have to do is de-assimilate.
But if you took over high mind pops, you
Yeah.
would assimilate them, but you don't
Yeah, okay.
assimilate people by making them your subjects. You just make them your subjects, so they would just be a high mind.
Yeah.
I mean, driven assimilators are kind of a cyber hive mind, at least partially. So,
Drawwow, put that in the forums, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see, what else do we have?
Vi rotar igenom bråten.
Apparently, I'm not fast enough on the patch notes. Let's see.
I just wanted to see if there's anything like I want to highlight.
Yeah.
Just
No,
looking at the page. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, I'll get it. I get it.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Thank you.
Hey, you can get back to it.
Yep. Just checking it. We're live. People have questions. Sometimes they're bad questions.
It's
Sometimes
fine.
they're good questions. That's the way the world works. Sometimes you get good questions, sometimes you get bad questions. If they're bad, they probably won't get an answer.
Profound.
Yeah.
We're all being very profound here today.
Yeah.
It's-
Alright, so some changes to Ascension perks. Master Builders now requires 0-point power, but gives the Mega Engineering technology if you don't already have it.
Yes, which gives you a reliable way to get mega engineering, meaning if you want to do a mega structure run, you're not dependent on RNG
Yep,
on whether you can get it or not.
Stolparna är uppe.
I think that was one of my issues. I just had to wait for the tech to come through.
Personally, I always have insane luck with it, so it's never been an issue for me, but yeah, I know people have talked about it.
Yeah, it is slightly random.
Stolparna är uppe.
And this was changed a while ago as well, but we might as well bring it up back again. Mastery of Nature, the Ascension perk, now reduces clear cost to 50%
Yes.
instead of 100%.
It got nerfed.
Yeah, because
It was a bit ridiculous, honestly.
it was really good in the beginning.
It was basically always the best first pick.
Yeah.
Just no questions asked.
Yeah. At least if unless you were super planning for super late game efficiency.
I mean, I guess, but
even
the
that,
thing is,
like-
early game efficiency results in late
Yeah,
game efficiency
that's
because an
true.
early resource advantage lets you expand faster, which gives you more space, which
Yeah.
gives you like
Roter igenom
every
roten.
bonus in the early game is like worth more than a bonus in the end game because
Yeah.
the early game decides the end game.
This is true. Oh, Susie will be very sad to hear this. Anomalies will now have at least a 5% failure risk.
Yep, we went over that like huh? Oh, new precursor
Oh,
anomaly.
hello. Oh, that was a while ago we have had one of those.
Neato.
Oh, orbital blockade. Very nice. So, do you think these are these Blorg precursors then?
Oh, I think we have both a project and another anomaly there.
Oh,
Interesting.
But
No, this
very
is the
oh,
Erasians,
yes, of course,
the sickly guys.
of course. Boo.
But yeah, that's been the case for a while. It's also we reworked the way anomaly failure works, which is based on levels and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always a small risk now, which is intentional.
I'm just gonna make notes for you here, so you know what to fix before you put this up.
Are there more
The-
typos?
yeah, well, there's one here that just says reworked anomaly. It's exactly what you just said.
Oh.
But what it says is reworked anomaly fail risk to be completely based on.
Nothing. Based on nothing.
Based on I mean that would be profound.
Yes. Yeah. I need to give it another once over before I post it.
Yeah.
That's usually the way it goes. We usually miss a thing or two as well. It's just like when you put this together, you just get like a giant blob of commit messages, more or less, and yeah, it's
terrible.
like okay. Now I have to edit it, make sure nothing's missed. Usually something is missed, and usually people go like, "Well, you promised this. Why is this not in the changelog?" And I'm like, "Oh, let me just
Check.
sneak that
Yeah,
in there
yeah.
now."
Just edit and then hide the edit message in on the forums. So there's a change to the Unbidden and the Praetorian Scourge, which is that they're slightly less vulnerable to fleets that have been hyper specialized to counter them.
Yeah, there's a lot of little changes there. So, like for instance, the Unbidden have longer range weapons and are a bit faster. The Scourge have tough missiles, so they're hard. You can't quite hard counter them.
Alright.
With point defense, though, you know, it's still very effective
Yeah.
to design your fleet against the Praetorian, but you can no longer have, so you don't take any damage at all.
No.
You will take some attrition fighting them.
Alright.
It's mostly just numbers tweaks. They still have more or less the same, you know, ships and configurations and so on, but
Fatto klart. Vi kirrade biffen.
we're being insulted.
What? Hey,
That's rude.
I was gonna come up with a with an insult, but just his face is an insult in and of itself.
Very rude.
Torparna här uppe.
Torparna här uppe.
You wanna be pampered?
I mean, I doubt it, but yeah, no.
I
Former
think-
kitchen appliance. What?
Rude.
I think he needs to be forcefully pampered.
Vill ni krajta i loggan?
Kuma-kun, always in my ears. I can never get away from it now.
You're gonna hear it in your sleep.
Yeah. God.
Okay, we can have another civic.
Ooh. Do you have any ideas?
Maybe factory overclocking,
Yeah, that's a good one.
level cap, and experience gain.
Yeah,
It's
do
good.
that.
Let's overclock our blorg.
Just make sure we have proper enough. It probably wouldn't be water cooling. It would be liquid nitrogen cooling, surely.
Vacuum cooling.
Yeah, vacuum cooling. Let's go with that. I don't know if that's a thing.
That's probably not a thing.
No.
I'm making it a thing. You know, I can make things up in the Stellaris universe.
Yeah, it is a thing now. You are the god of your
No.
own world.
There's a question if there are plans to add anomalies to the situation log. Yes, but not in 1.8. But there is plans for it.
Thank you. I've been wanting that for a while as well.
Yeah, me too.
Torparna här uppe. Torparna här uppe. Torparna här uppe.
For 1.8, has there been any change to the avatar that you get from the shroud?
Oh yeah, it's gotten some fixes. It missed like a combat behavior, and it got fixed up to behave like a proper ship.
All right, very nice. I think we will leave any questions about how various robot empires interact with other various empires for you to find out.
Yes, you will discover.
If you want to know how driven simulators and exterminators react to each other, you will have to find out by playing the game.
Okay, we have found the Eurasian home system,
Vill ni
Oh,
krajta
hello.
i loggan?
and it's actually in our space.
Yay!
Hurrah! Let's go explore.
Very nice.
What do you think? Will this disturb the Eurasians to pamper?
I doubt it, honestly, but
Why are you being so negative?
I think we've gone over this. I'm an inherently negative person.
This is why you don't get pampered.
Yeah,
you know
I,
that,
I
right?
know. People have been calling for me to get pampered, even on YouTube.
Yeah, but you know.
That's the Dev Diary
Oh, so
number
you're
100.
saying people are wrong on YouTube? That's never happened
Oh
before.
no!
That's
What?
new.
No, YouTube comments is the highlight of intellectual discussion.
Certainly. Certainly.
These nations are all in the same color because of old saves and happenstance.
So here's something that people asked for last time, I think. I remember someone asking why Map to Stars was available so late in the game.
Yeah.
And now it's been changed.
Oh.
Now you get it along with the automated exploration tech.
Oh, very nice.
So
Very nice.
yeah, because it came with the Global Research Initiative, which you usually get late.
It's pretty late, yeah. Can you name your own vassals?
You cannot at the moment. Possibly in the future.
And,
There wasn't really time to add that, basically. But it would be neat.
and they will have the same ethics as you?
When you release them manually, yes.
Yeah.
They will, you can vassalize people with other ethics.
Yeah,
if they already
that's true.
exist.
That's true.
But if you release someone, yes, they will have the same ethics.
If you
as you.
create new vassals.
Unless you are like a hive mind or something, in which case you'll... I'm trying to remember if that works. Can we? Yes, we can. Okay. Yeah, if I recall correctly, if you just release like this,
Yeah.
they get their ethics from the population. In this case, it would just be random because
Yeah.
the Blorg don't actually have any ethics at the moment.
No.
They're too busy being pampered.
Very good.
They don't care about politics.
Slight change to oligarchies. They now hold their elections every 20 years as opposed to 40 or 50.
Yeah, it felt a little silly to have the elections so far apart. It might as well be on death, basically.
Yeah.
So I want to differentiate them more from dictatorships. Give them a bit shorter election cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna save this for now.
So we have here an increased base border projections of planets and frontier outposts, but capital planets don't have the bonus to border projections.
Yeah, basically because we reduced the overall number of habitable planets by default,
Yeah.
we had to sort of increase the border projection so you wouldn't end up with big chunks of empty space on default settings.
Yeah.
But that also meant the like capital planets didn't need the extra border projection anymore.
Yeah. That helps if you move around your capital, because it's happened quite a lot to me.
Oh,
Where I'm really dumb and I lose like mining stations or research stations
yeah, that
because
could
I
happen.
move my capital.
Yeah, that won't happen anymore.
That's very nice.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, you don't play. When you play, you're not dumb like me, so that helps probably.
Yes, they are.
So the encouraged free thought edict has been changed into the encouraged political thought edict,
Yes.
which increases the speed that pops change their ethics.
Yeah, we also generally changed. I'm not a big fan of the like mixed positives and negatives
Yeah.
because of a psychological effect called loss aversion,
Yeah.
where players will essentially see anything negative
Yeah.
as any loss will be perceived as much greater as any gain.
Mhm.
So if they see like plus 20% this, minus 5% this, they will sort of see them as overall negative.
Yeah.
Sort of a trick the human mind plays on you. So we changed the edicts to be more just pure positive.
All right.
Like the research ones are just like, they just boost one research now, they don't penalize the others.
Mhm.
And the like encourage free thought one was never particularly great to begin with because they're like, oh, you just do it immediately and then you don't do it later, and it's
Yeah.
So it's changed into a encourage political thought, which what it does is that it makes pops shift ethics faster.
Yeah.
It doesn't change which ethics they shift to, so if you're having a lot of ethics, it can be good or bad depending on how you want it, but whenever you want change to happen faster, you want to assimilate new populations or you want people to shift your new ethics that you just change to, it's quite useful.
Yeah. It's really nice to have in conjunction with promoting one faction.
Okay, we
Oh,
found the
hello.
Erastia.
Erastia, the former homeworld of the Eurasian Condordat. Someone has relatively recently gone through the trouble of systematically bombarded every square meter of the moon's surface from orbit. Ugh. That's not very nice. So there are no...
Possibly a misguided attempt to keep the Avarian pox from resurfacing. Yeah, it's pretty barren. There's nobody to pamper. Despite this, the surface is still covered in the fossilized remains of the billions of Eurasians who succumbed to the plague in the final years of their empire. By the time it had spread to their homeworld, most of the worlds in the Eurasian Concordat had already fallen, and their alien vassals were in open revolt. Judging by ancient satellite logs recovered from orbit, the mood among the population of the Eurasian homeworld was largely resigned by this point. The widespread panic that accompanied the first outbreaks of the pox on the colonies was largely absent, as most had come to accept the fact that the end was drawing near.
Aww.
Cheerful.
Eurasians. We just wanted to pamper them. Stupid phones.
Yes, it's buzzing a lot. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like,
So there's been some changes to fallen empires. Spiritualist fallen empires are now psionics. Materialist fallen empires are now cyborgs.
Yep.
And they are also no longer opposed to robots.
No, they are in fact quite fond of robots.
Yeah.
They had a personality change. A change of heart. Literally, they changed the Heart for a Cyborg one and realized, you know what? Robots are nice.
Very good, very good. Have other precursor events been changed to be as potent as the free ring world the Cyberx chain gives you? Has been any change to precursors?
Besides some fixes, not really. I mean, they all give a ton of unity, so they're quite good.
Yeah.
Då har vi rekat i kvarteret.
And I mean, the Cyberx ring world isn't quite free, it's ruined.
It's ruined.
You have to
build
repair
up. Yeah. But that is very true.
Stolparna är uppe.
Mhm. Oh, it's changed to debris, which I quite like. So only components that can be reverse engineered and are not currently researched will show up in debris. If there are no valid components to reverse engineer, debris won't spawn at all.
Yes, and also we fixed a fun little bug where you could split your fleets to get more debris.
Oh.
So, in general, you will have less debris, but you'll only be full of useful stuff.
Yeah.
So, there will be a lot less pointless science ship hopping around after a war with people who only have red lasers.
Yeah. Very good.
Vampire Flotilla is starting to take shape.
Yeah. We're at 21,000. That's pretty
Yes,
good.
I'm gonna save some naval capacity for battleships though. And we also need some better weapons. All we have is
Yeah.
like purple lasers. I mean, they're okay, but...
I don't like that.
Stolparna är uppe.
Oh, do we have the all the icons in for
Yes, we do. Everything is in.
for the Ascension perks as well?
Yep.
Yep. Very good. Very nice.
Yeah, we can't see it right now, but
No.
well, it's grayed out.
Stolparna är
Yeah,
uppe.
we'll
yes.
we'll take a proper look at it once we have.
There's
all
a
the
handful of
stuffs.
graphics that aren't in yet, but I think they're all coming in today, so... New map modes. Yes, in fact, we were talking about earlier, there is the Union's map mode toggle. I also don't remember if Hyperlanes is 1.8 or if that was 1.6.
No, I think that was
But it-
1.6.
Yeah, but you can turn Hyperlanes on and off, and Unions, which will, you know, if it's off, these guys have their own color. If it's on, they have their Overlord's color, and Federations will also share color.
Very nice.
Stolparna är uppe.
Military stations got quite a buff.
Yes.
A significant buff to hit points and damage. Very nice. More reason to use them.
More of a temporary solution, because we do need a more comprehensive fix for static defense in general.
Yeah.
And that's being worked on, prototype, etc. But
Kirren
yeah,
biffen.
just until then, we wanted to make them a bit more useful.
Mhm.
Stolparna är uppe.
Oh yeah, we went over this last week as well, but thank you for this change. Fleets that are not set to aggressive stance will no longer engage unarmed orbital stations.
Yes, it's quite nice. It saves you a lot of frustration in
Yeah.
wars. We've done a lot of little things to just make wars more, without any major comprehensive changes, just make wars more nicer to fight.
Yep.
No, don't have the AI be suicidal, ships aren't going around finding mining stations. Ships in aggressive that bomb planets won't go after chase one corvettes.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of stuff. I think
Yep.
you guys will appreciate it. Also, the whole change like habitability, where you have less worlds. In my experience, it also makes you want to like expand more via conquest.
Yeah.
Unless you go hard for habitats and ring world, because before, you would have this thing where, yeah, halfway into the game, suddenly 2/3 of all planets would unlock for you. And there's just so many planets in your space.
Yeah.
I never felt any reason to go elsewhere.
No.
But there are not as many now, and you will colonize them earlier, which means probably out around, yeah, I'm starting to sort of run out of planets. I think I got like 5 more to colonize.
Oh, that's nice.
And then you kind of want to expand.
Yeah.
Or
then we
build
wanna
within your
pamper.
borders.
Yeah. Make some habitats.
Build some ring worlds.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
You know, we're not expanding for the sake of expanding. We're expanding for the sake of pampering.
And also expanding.
And also, okay. And also... There's a lot on modding here, which I'm not going to go through.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
they
should
can read
read
that
it.
themselves.
If you're into modding, you should definitely read through it. I think one of my more interesting, or like one of the things I will find more interesting with mods and see what people come up with, is the dynamically swapping out traditions that don't suit certain empires.
Yep.
Because I know there's a lot of theme mods out there, and I think a lot of them could do something really interesting with this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out actually as well. It'll be interesting.
So on the galaxy map, you can always see where other empires' frontier outposts are now, as long as you have communications with them.
Yup. Makes it easy to target them, get rid of them, just generally not have to guess where the enemy is. Also made the AI better, more of a jerk about placing frontier outposts.
Oh god. It's like one of the worst feelings when you're like, oh, I'm saving up so I'm gonna colonize this system, and then boop, nope, someone else has either come there before you, or it's like, nope, I'm gonna do a frontier outpost here. Because screw you.
Yep.
Oh god. Is there a way to find out who has what strategic resource? In the diplomacy screen, I would assume.
You pretty much have to open trade view and check what's available, which is not ideal. It's something we're gonna look into to make better. One of the sort of ideas we're throwing around is to have sort of a galactic market-ish thing, where you can sort of export and import strategic resources
That's really nice.
to a pool rather than have to set up all trades bilaterally and go around and hunt for things.
Maybe expand on the curators a bit. Have them run intergalactic, or not intergalactic.
I guess that would
galactic trading.
I think that would be the traders rather than the curators.
That's good point. Yeah, the trade the corporations.
Yep.
All right. And then, so these are the changes. These are the bug fixes. It's about as much bug fixes as there is.
There's a lot of
changes.
bug fixes.
Like, there's a lot of them. Yep, I'm not gonna go through them. I've like we're like super out of time as well. I just realized.
Oh,
so.
yes, we are. We are super out of time.
Time passes fast. So, thank you for watching this RoBLORG stream, and I hope you will come back next week when we do Synthetic Dawn launch stream.
Definitely. And once I fix some literally unreadable things there, I will go ahead and post the patch notes on our forums, and I will tweet about it, and you can check it out.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.